So let's move on to Illinois. We talked about them a little bit right there in that Nebraska preview, but Illinois and Nebraska will lock horns later the last month of the season. Illinois losing a ton from a pretty strong couple of years, the past 2 years. But Bret Bielema is back. They're bringing a new defensive coordinator who his name is Bobby Hauck. He comes over. He's from kind of the San Diego State Rocky Long coaching tree, but he will be the new defensive coordinator in Champaign, Illinois. 9-4 last year, 10-3 the year before that. So Bielema, say what you will about the guy and the shape of his body, but the guy can coach football and turn a program. Like he had some success at Arkansas. He obviously had a ton of success at Wisconsin. He's finding success here at Illinois. The guy's a good coach. I don't know that he ever does any better than really what he's been the last couple of years there. 9-4, 10-3, not really a playoff team, but I guess if you got to 2014 playoff, they probably would be right around, sniffing around in those last few spots. But Ryan, the Fighting Illini, interesting team, interesting program, a lot of new faces, a lot of newness this season, with a lot of losses, either to graduation or to the portal. But what do you make of the Illini, and are you bullish or bearish on what Bielema's got for this season?
I think I'm bearish overall on them. I do like Bielema. He was up in Madison when Chris was up there, so I like rooting for him. I like his style of football. I like how he just likes to pound it and play Big Ten football. They have a running back by the name of Ca'Lil Valentine. I think he'll get a good amount of carries this year. I think they will try to do the old Wisconsin pound the rock down your throat. That's only going to get you so far, though. I don't think they have the talent to really just dominate teams physically like they want to. They don't have a ton coming back. I feel like for that style to really physically dominate, you want to have an older, experienced team coming back. They don't have it. The schedule is not the most brutal Big Ten schedule, but they still have some of the big boys. They have Ohio State early. They have Oregon, so they didn't miss the big three like some of these schools. And I just think it's you kind of nailed it, Casey. I think 9 wins is maybe where they will top out in Champaign, and I don't think they get there this year.
Fair enough. Marsh?
Yeah, listen, we talked about Bielema and the success that he's had. It seems like he's always hovering around that 8 to 10 win season. But for me, I mean, any football coach who can watch film and put his dinner plate on his belly in front of him as a tray, that's a hell of an asset to have. You can sit back, watch all the film you want. I think that makes him a great coach. But I think all in all, Luke Altmaier was a big piece to what they did last year, to be honest. I think his success, and he ended up getting drafted in the NFL, and I think it was a lot of what he did at kind of that pro-style type system. But I'm interested to see, you mentioned Bobby Hauck. I'm interested to see what he kind of brings. He had that famous Montana run in the FCS where they were just dominant for years. And I think it's an interesting defense, too, with the 3-3-5 or the 33 stack, if you will. It actually fits this Illinois team, the personnel, very well because they have a lot of good DBs. We haven't really talked defense a whole lot in this show, but we're going to start getting into that as we get to the upper echelon here in the Big Ten. But the Matthew Baileys, Xavier Scotts, Juice Clark, we talk about names. Good Lord, first name Juice, gotta love that. But I think there's something to be said about that. It'll be interesting to see. It's more of a turnover, as you guys said. There's not a lot coming back. So can they keep it together? And I don't know. I think this is actually one of those seasons that's going to be a tough sled for Bret Bielema to get to that 9-10 win that we've seen the past couple seasons. So, yeah, I think based on the fact that they're probably not going to get to 9 or 10 wins, it's going to be a down year by Bielema standards, and Illinois is going to be kind of one of those middle-of-the-pack teams. I don't even really like the 6.5 number. I think that could go either way pretty easily.
See, I love over 6.5 on this team. I think Bielema just puts in a real legitimate floor at Illinois. I like Katin Houser, the ECU quarterback transfer that they have to replace Luke Altmaier. When I look at a team like Illinois in this mid-tier with Wisconsin and Nebraska and, Iowa, Minnesota, these type of teams, I look at their schedule because the Big Ten schedules are so imbalanced, right? And I want to see how many games do I really kind of rule out as wins for them. When I look at Illinois' schedule, I really only rule out two games. It's week 4 against Ohio State on the road, and it's week 8 at home against Oregon. I think they have 10 winnable games on their schedule, and the first 6 teams that we talked about tonight on that first page of our sheet, they play 5 out of the 6. And then their out of conference games are UAB at home, Duke at home, and Southern Illinois at home. So I think this is a schedule over team for me, a schedule over and a just coaching, trust the coach over for me. So I'm going to take over 6.5 as one of my best bets in the Big Ten for the Illinois Fighting Illini.
Love that. Yeah, honestly, I think the fact that 6.5 is minus 150, I could see it, depending on the play, possibly getting even up to 7.5, depending on any more news that comes out on the Illinois side. But I think that's probably a strong play, just given the coaching pedigree.